What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Mitsu-Chan'S Upgrades. Today we're kind of doing something a little different. We're discussing a topic while also at the same time showing you how to replace this part that we're talking about today, and that part being Centric Rings. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty, I do want to address something real quick, and that is we're almost done with upgrades with Mitsu-Chan. And even though this particular series, playlist, whatever you want to call it, is called Mitsu-Chan'S Upgrades, we're going to still keep on going with upgrades in this particular category. They're just going to kind of be an overarching Mitsubishi upgrades playlist, if that makes any sense. Which means that Raikkonen stuff will start appearing more often now because, yeah, Raikkonen is also a Mitsubishi. But enough about that, let's move on to the topic that we're actually here for, and that is hub-centric rings, otherwise known as centering rings. Centering rings, like this one here in my hand, is basically a ring that goes on the inside of your wheel and bonds to the hub itself. It just allows for a nice seal, kind of like a gasket. Just kind of fills up all the gaps to make sure that nothing gets in there, or more importantly speaking, it keeps it so that everything stays balanced and centered. The reason why we're talking about this is because mine were recently discovered to be damaged, falling apart, breaking, or dried out. And I say that because some of them were in multiple stages of the four things that I had just mentioned to you. What had ended up happening was, while I was driving, because I knew they were going out because of a rotation out had gone bad, it just felt really shaky after about 45 miles an hour. The car starts to get a little bit wiggly. There's still a little one in there, and that's because I didn't change the centric rings fast enough. I unfortunately put it off for about a week or so, and now there's a little bit of an alignment issue, but you don't feel it until you're about 70-75. So in my opinion, I'm okay because I'm not tracking this car. This is just my daily driven, my everyday use car, and it's made to go, well, from 70 miles an hour and down. But to give you guys a proper example of what a centric ring or centering ring looks like for your hub, this is it here in my hands. It's really just like a little ring, and you'll see how this gets applied to the wheel here in just a second. But it's really just a small little piece. This one unfortunately got run over because it rolled down the hill on me. But it's this nice, dense, hard polymer plastic that, yes, you could break if you really tried, but these are pretty durable, pretty resistant. I mean, again, this supported 2,000 plus pounds on top of it, and all that's there to show it is a little bit of warping along the edges, so it's a pretty strong little piece. But now it's for the fun part. Let me show you what bad centric rings can look like. This one, you'll see it in the video when I pull it out. This one is not only cracked and broken straight through, it's missing a bunch of it on this side here because it got brittle and it fell apart. And part of the actual thing there is also damaged. So this is what one could look like, and this was one of the only ones that was salvageable. The other one is in even worse shape, and that's this here. So the lip is missing, the top half of it is gone. It's just the middle part that kind of doesn't do much. It sits inside of its own little pocket. This is the part that just kind of keeps it on there. And all that's left to show for it is this little flange of a lip. It's really quite pathetic. But yeah, this is what a bad one looks like, and this is what a good one looks like. Put it in the white there. Good one, bad one. And you can tell, like, this is a much better quality than this. Even though they're from the same brand, this one hasn't been beaten to crap, and this one has. So now that you kind of have a generic understanding of what they do and what they look like and what they could potentially become, let's install these suckers real quick. Dang, my poor wheel is filthy right now. I know it looks really clean on camera, but it is dirty. But some tools you're gonna need are a torque wrench with a, well, if you've got a wheel key, use that, but also mine I believe is a 17 millimeter, so that's what we're gonna use. You'll also want a jack, and the jack stand, and of course your very much needed centering rings. Also, if you have a multi-tool handy, you might need that to pry off the centering ring from the hub if that's what took place. As like any other kind of, you know, wheel change out or tire change, whatever, jack up the car, do what you normally do to get the wheel and tire off and go from there. I'm going to show you how to get the centering ring off of both a disc hub and a regular hub. There really is no difference. It's just for, you know, making sure that you do this right kind of sake. I'm going to show you how it's done anyway. Why? It fell and hit it, and now there's a big ugly scratch. Thank God I got 5 of these rims. That's going to become a spare now. There's your hub. See that? This is what the centering ring should look like, and it just simply goes right over the top of that. But we're going to put this on the wheel and then attach it to the hub itself, just because that's smarter. This is what a bad, damaged, crushed, and destroyed looking one looks like. Look at that, flanged everywhere. It's just nasty and quite frankly dirty. There's your wheel hub, and you're just going to try to basically line this up. You can see the inside of there, there's a little bit of a lip to it. Just like that. So now the gap between the wheel hub and this is reduced. Now you just put it back onto the hub. Basically all there is to it. That's literally how you change your centering rings. Again, don't over tighten because you will, well, crack your centering rings that you just bought, and that's never a good thing. But do definitely make sure things are tightened down. It's really, that's all there is to it. There's nothing fancy or anything about it. It's just pop the sucker in there, make sure it's in place, and then put the wheel back on. And don't be an idiot like me and let your wheel fall over onto the really nice and hard and abrasive cement siding here. So yeah, we're gonna get all of them done and then come back and go for a test drive, let you guys see and hear my thoughts on how it feels now with the appropriately sized centering rings. Also, something just to be aware of, if you have already had an issue where the alignment gets kind of off and then you go and fix it with these centering rings, do beware you may have to go and get your alignment redone again, just to make sure that everything is in fact straight in the way it's supposed to be. So something to keep in mind. But otherwise, let's get these other 3 done and call it a day, I think. As you guys saw, it's not a hard thing to change out. It is something that if you have aftermarket wheels, you do want to invest in, just because what this little ring does is fits around your hub. Your stock wheels, they don't need these because, well, your stock wheels are made for your car. But aftermarket wheels are made for a number of cars. For example, the EV5s that you saw in the video are, well, they fit my car. They fit a Civic, they fit a Corolla, they fit a Camry, and they fit a Jetta, among other things. Because of that, you need these rings for those aftermarket wheels to make sure that they don't move, shake, rattle, or whatever the case might be. When I was undoing the bolts for the car with one of the rings missing, it actually came off easier than it should have. Like, I didn't have to put nearly as much effort into cracking the bolts and getting them off because they were so much more loose thanks to the abuse that they had already endured. All of that said, I hope this was helpful for you guys. I hope this was a bit informative. These are not expensive. These are only about $1.50 each. So, talk about a cheap lifesaver, indeed. But as always, appreciate the support. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more videos. Just so that, you know, when we upload more videos, you'll get that nice little notification in your email and also on your dash there. We appreciate all the support that you guys give us. And stay tuned because season 3 stuff is gonna be coming soon. I am beyond ecstatic and excited for it because, well, it's season 3. Great and crazy stuff that we got planned, so stay tuned for that. Some of that also includes getting a project car for Ishmael, so you'll definitely want to check that out. But otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on another episode. God bless, and peace. Gotta make sure you line it up correctly though. Come on, Solution, you can do this. I low-key want to keep the old rings, but I don't think that's a good idea.